It's Nancy welcoming you to Gardens Grow. So the purslane moss is in bloom this morning. So June the 26th, we woke up to this, a wonderful soaking rain. We got 2.5 inches. Today is June the 28th, and the post that I just finished on June the 24th, we were having temperatures in the 90s at sunset, but now our temperatures are in the 80s actually, and I think they're in the forecast to be that way for this week and one more week. That's just sounds amazing to me, and I am the gardener, so ready for it. You can see how the hot heat has nipped things. But today they're standing at attention. They're just loving this weather and this rain. We actually got close, if not 4 inches of rain. And so we're all very happy about that. I also noticed that some of the tall phlox is beginning to open up. The daylilies are definitely responding favorably to the cooler weather and the wonderful rains. We'll soon have a Mexican flame vine bloom. Here's one little thing that did not respond favorably to the winds and the rains, and that's my seed bog. I told you I was going to have to do something to fix it up, but I was too late. The wind and the rain just let it fall totally apart, and now we've got to do something to see if we can get it put back together. I did get out and dip all the dirt out and put it in a couple of wheelbarrows and some pots, so we've got some of it started, but it's still going to be quite a project to get this taken care of. So let's look away from that and into something a little more beautiful. I came into the back and I'm just noticing that this beautiful little fan flower or scaviola is standing, not only standing at attention, but it is blooming this morning. Get those pretty little blooms. It could fill that out and be gorgeous after all. Of course, it may just be responding to that wonderful rain too, but I hope it will keep it up. But we know the heat will come back. We are so lucky to have it cooler for 2 weeks. That's practically a miracle right there. And this little one is still looking great too. I love the calabachoa when it does like this, when it just fills out and keeps on going. How beautiful is that? Look at this beautiful coneflower. I don't think it's showing up quite as bright as it is in real. Through my little screen here, it looks more like a dark pink, but in reality, it's just a beautiful, almost orange red. The rains have also caused our little castor bean to really put on a little growth spurt. And I'm pretty sure our little pear tree liked it too. And here's more of the tall phlox in bloom. Soon it will be in bloom all over the garden. Look at this little one. After the rains, just before I had told you I didn't think it would make it. And it may still not, but just look, it's trying again. We all need a refreshing sometimes to help us try again. Whoa, look at this calabachoa. Oh my goodness. I didn't know it looked like that. I knew it was still alive and trying, but oh, that rain helped it so much. Now this little one down here, not quite so much, but it's still hanging in there. And there's a little white one right here too that's kind of just hanging in. I like all the daylilies, but I do have my favorites, and this is definitely one of them. And this one is called Indian Giver, and I don't know where it got its name, but I love the colors. I love the way it's edged in white that just brings out the colors even more. So pretty. I also noticed that some of my vines, the little ones that I saved in the window, are climbing right on up and getting a hold of these tomato cages and trellises, and just hopefully we'll have pretty blooms on those before the season's over. I lost my pretty blue bacopa, but I put a little coleus in its spot, and hopefully it'll still fill out this little pot and look great. I will miss my little bacopa though. This is another spot where I need to do some work. I would like to leave one of these pretty little strawberry fields in pink over here, but I need to get the rest of these up, and they do have a long taproot, so I may not be able to get them up without killing them. But now, if I'm going to try, now is the time to do it, because with the cooler weathers, they have cooler temperatures, they have a chance to be able to make it. And I need to get out here and get started on this and see if I can't save some of these and put them in different pots where they'll be pretty, instead of just kind of right out here in my pathway. A lot of the tall plants will need to be tied back up or clipped off something, because a lot of them, once they get heavy, like this hollyhock, it's usually a tall pretty plant, but now it's laid over and they won't stand back up. You could stake them up maybe, but I'll probably go ahead and cut these off closer to the ground. Sometimes they will put on another flush of bloom, but I'll probably go ahead and cut these down. When my husband was out here working, he noticed this little bloom. Pretty colors. Oh, and look, I have a zinnia from a seed fixing to bloom. That's exciting. This is a gorgeous uh, Asiatic lily bloom, and this is one of the tall lilies too. And then, of course, the dahlias and the more daylilies. I did notice, however, that I am having some of those uh, cucumber beetles, the little green non-ladybugs, and I call them that because they're a pale green or a green, and they have the little black spots like a ladybug does, but they are definitely not good. They're very bad bugs to get. They'll just get on your plant and eat the bloom right off of it. They'll just drop off petal at a time until they're all gone. And I did spray some neem oil on these, but from what I've looked up and read about the cucumber beetles, the neem oil will just kill the ones you actually spray directly onto. And I need something to get rid of those things if I possibly can. And you can see, I think there's one even on here, right there. But you can see what they do. There's a hole in it right here. They just make your pretty blooms look ugly or just totally take the bloom off. Either way, it's not what I want. The seeds I planted in these little pots just bloomed, or not bloomed, but sprouted. They sprouted, I think every one of them are practically, but some of my pots, they didn't sprout at all. Even in my seed box, they sprouted very sparsely. So, and I didn't lose those unless I lost them to the heat, because I had went ahead and transferred those out of that seed box before it fell apart. There was only a few of them, so it wasn't a hard job to do. And I'm glad I got it done, even though I don't know, because that was before our little cool spell and rains came that I did it. So, but I figured, well, if they die, they're just going to die because they're going to anyway. So, but hopefully I saved some of them. We'll see. I've never got these all cleaned up. The daylilies, they're just always, as you know, every single day, all of these pretty ones will die back the next day, and then new ones will open up until there's no more of the little buds left on it. But they're so pretty, and I enjoy a new surprise every day. It's just delightful. These screaming orange daylilies are such a favorite that my whole garden is going to be orange because I keep saving and moving them and to different places in the garden. But I do love this little plant. I'm going to have to stop getting so much orange that it doesn't become totally overpowered with orange. You can hear someone's fireworks in the background. June will soon be over, and July is right upon us. Look at these beautiful dahlias, and yet you can tell those old bugs have been biting on them. And look at this big, beautiful bloom. It's been there for a while, but definitely you can tell where it's just practically shredded some of those outer leaves on it. I definitely want to get rid of those things if at all possible. This little double daylily is called Moses' Fire, which is another of my favorites. And then we're back to the St. John's wort shrub, which just love the rain too, as you can tell. And this is Baby's Breath, looking great this morning. it's beginning to mist again. Which reminds me, I forgot to get a picture of this. And we can add this to our already 2.5 inches of rain. And my Texas star hibiscus is beginning to bloom. So our July flowers just got a jump start and are starting in the last of June because of our wonderful rain and cooler weather. Thank you for coming on the Garden Scrubs with me. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.